Greetings, another day with Jono, and we're going to learn a little bit about moisture meters, times that they can go wrong. I happen to have found the absolute perfect spot to check this with. So here we are. This is a Fleur MR277. Plenty of people have cheaper moisture meters, we'll put it that way. This is not a cheap one. This also combines an infrared unit and a whole bunch of environmental sensors, which allow you to calculate things like humidity, condensation point, vapor pressure, vapor mix, relative humidity, did I mention that, and of course spot temperatures for infrared. This wall here is constructed of MDF and it has open framing on the back. Now I want to show you a trap for young players. It's going to be a little bit hard to gather here, but let's just take a datum point. Now this wall here we know is hollow behind, so we should have, by all intents and purposes, a dry wall. Now we can adjust the material matrix within the meter, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to use the relative functions. 11.2% is what our moisture meter is right now showing us. Now that is in the middle of the wall. Now as we run down the wall, yeah, 11.4, that's not a significant deviation. But we're going to find around about here. Ooh, we're starting to get a little bit of a climb. Oh, do we have a wet point? 17%. Now, that's a 30% divergence from 11.2% that we had before. More than 30%. Now it's 16.4. What on earth could be going on? Let's carry on down just a little bit. So we should normalise now. We're down to about 11.8 again, yes, 11.8. And then we should start to find... Oh, look at that, we're climbing. Now we're back to 14, 15... 16.5. What's going on here? Allow me to show you. The very first portion that we had, that was showing us a what? I think my torch is trying to tell me it's flat. That's right, I carry a spare. What a pain. What the first one is trying to tell us is that we have copper running through the wall there. You can see a scan depth of about 40 millimeters. It's picked up the copper and the power and showing it as elevated moisture. The second one a little bit trickier to see, but of course what we have here is a steel brace. Now, very easy to rule out the steel brace as a issue for us. All we need to do, quite simply, all we need to do is take our moisture meter and figure out if the elevated moisture reading presents elsewhere. It should start to present around about here. Really? Where are we? Come on. Come along a little bit further. 11.4. 9.2, 10, 15, 17. So for the average person that should be flagging, hold on, that's a big divergence from 11. But then we see back down here, we're back down to 11 again. We can use that to elucidate that there's an angle brace running through. There's no great surprises in that. However, if you just take the first elevation, treat that as gospel, you're going to be surprised and unpleasantly surprised when somebody comes and takes off all the flipping lining only to find that all you have is a strap brace or a bit of power cable. So always think in terms of proximity to power cables and bracing, steel bracing particularly. Sometimes you also get flashings underneath windows, so places like that corner down there, which would false a high return on this. You need to understand the potential for those before you go freaking out because you get a high return.